this mean? Surely this captive woman is the princess Antigone. Why should she be taken?
Here's the one who did it. We caught her in the very act of burying him. Where's Crayon?
Just coming from the house. What has happened? Why have you come back so soon?
I swore that you'd not see me here again. Your anger frightened me so, and the things you threatened me with. But how could I tell them that I'd be able to solve this case so soon? No dice throwing this time. I was only too glad to come. Here is this woman. She is guilty one. We found her trying to bury him. Take her then, question her, judge her as you will. I am through with this whole thing now and glad of it.
But this is Antigone. Why have you brought her here?
She is burying him, I tell you.
Is this the truth?
I saw her with my own eyes. Can I say more?
The details. Come, tell me quickly.
It was like this. After those terrible threats of yours, King, we went back and brushed the dust away from the body. The flesh was soft by now, and stinking, so we sat up on a hill, windward, and kept guard. No napping this time. We kept each other awake, but nothing happened until the white, round sun whirled in the center of the round sky over us. Then, suddenly, a storm of dust roared up from the earth and the sky, went out, the plain vanished with all its trees in the stinging dark. We closed our eyes and endured it. The whirlwind lasted a long time, but it passed, and then we looked, and there was Antigone. I've seen a mother bird come back to a stripped nest, heard her crying bitterly a broken note or two for the young one stolen. Just so, when this girl found the bare corpse and all her love's work wasted, she wept and cried on earth to damn the hands that had done this thing. And then she brought more dust and sprinkled wine 3 times for her brother's ghost. We ran and took her at once. She was not afraid, not even when we charged her with what she had done. She denied nothing, and this was a comfort to me, and some uneasiness, for it's a good thing to escape from death, but it is no great pleasure to bring death to a friend. Yet I always say there is nothing so comfortable as your own safe skin.
Oh, Antigone, you with your head hanging. Do you confess this thing?
I do. I deny nothing. Sentry,
You may go. Tell me briefly, had you heard my proclamation touching this matter?
it was public. Could I help hearing it?
Yes, you could.
I dared. It was not God's proclamation. That final justice that rules the world below makes no such laws. Your edict, King, was strong, but all your strength is weakness itself against the immortal, unrecorded laws of God. They are not merely now, they were, and shall be, operative forever, beyond man utterly. I knew I must die, even without your decree. I am only mortal, and if I must die now, before it is my time to die, surely this is no hardship. Can anybody, living as I live, with evil all about me, think death less than a friend? This death of mine is of no importance, but if I had left my brother lying in the death unburied, I should have suffered. Now I do not. You smile at me. Ah, Creon, think me a fool you like, but it may well be that a fool convicts me of folly.
Like father, like daughter, both headstrong, deaf to reason, she has never learned to yield. Flexible heart breaks first, the toughest iron cracks first, and the wittiest horses bend their necks at the pull of the smallest curb. Pride in a slave? This girl is guilty of a double insolence, breaking the given laws and boasting of it. Who is the man here, she or I, if this crime goes unpunished? Or closer yet, in blood, she and her sister win bitter death for this. Some of you, arrest his meaning. I accuse her equally. Bring her. You'll find her sniffling in the house there. Her mind's a traitor. Crimes kept in the dark cry for light, and the guardian brain shudders. But how much worse than this is brazen boasting of barefaced anarchy.
God, what more do you want than my death?
Nothing. That gives me everything.
Then I beg you, kill me. This talking is a greater weariness. Your words are distasteful to me, and I'm sure that mine seems so to you. And yet they should not seem so. I should have praise and honor for what I have done. All these men here would praise me were their lips not frozen shut with fear of you. All the good fortune of kings licensed to say and do whatever they please.
You are alone here in that opinion.
They are with me, but they keep their tongues in leash.
Maybe, but you are guilty and they are not.
No guilt and reverence for the dead.
Eteocles, was he not your brother too?
My brother too!
And you insult his memory.
The dead man would not say that I insulted.
He would, for you honor a traitor as much as him.
His own brother, traitor or not, an equal in blood.
He made war in his country, Eteocles defended it.
Yes, there are honors due all the dead.
Same for the wicked as for the just.
Ah, Creon, what you must can say what the gods hold wicked?
He's an enemy, even dead.
By nature, to join in love, not hate.
Join them then! If you must have your love, fight it in hell! But see, as Mimi comes, those tears are sisterly. The cloud that shadows her eyes rains down gentle sorrow. To Ismene, sake in my ordered house, sucking my blood stealthily, and all time I never knew that these two sisters were aiming at my throne. Ismene, do you confess your share in this crime or deny it? Answer me.
Yes, if she will, let me say so. I am guilty.
No, Ismene, you have no right to say so. You would not help me, and I will not have you help me.
Now I know what you meant, and I am here to join you, to take my share of the punishment.
The men and the gods who rule the dead know whose act this was, worthy of not friends.
Do you refuse me, Antigone? I to die with you? To have a duty that I must discharge to the dead?
You shall not lessen my death by sharing it.
I care for life when you are dead.
Ask Creon, you're always hanging on to his opinions.
Looking at me, why, Antigone?
It's a joyless laughter, Ismene.
But can I do nothing?
Yes, save yourself. I shall not envy you. There are those who will praise you. I shall have honor too.
But we are equally guilty.
No more, Ismene. You are alive, but I belong to death.
Gentlemen, I beg you to observe these girls. One has just lost her mind, the other, it seems, never had a mind at all.
Who teaches the steadiest minds to waver, King?
Yours certainly did, when you assumed guilt with the guilty.
But how could I go on living without her?
You are. She's already dead.
But your own son's bride?
For him to push his plow. I want no wicked woman for my son.
Oh, dearest Haman, how your father wrongs you.
I've had enough of your childish talk of marriage. Do you really intend to steal this girl from your son? Death will do that for me. Then she must die? You dazzle me. But enough of this talk. You there, take them away and guard them well. For they are but women, and even brave men run when they see death coming.
I have seen this gathering sorrow from time long past loom upon Oedipus's children, generation from generation, takes the compulsive rage of the enemy god. So lately the last flower of Oedipus's line drank the sunlight, but now a passionate word and a handful of dust has closed up all its beauty. What mortal arrogance transcends the wrath of Zeus? Sleep cannot lull him, nor the effortless long months of the timeless gods, but he is young forever, and his house is the shining day of high Olympus. All that is and shall be, and all the past is his. No pride on earth is free of the curse of heaven. The straying dreams of men may bring them ghosts of joy, but as they drowse, the walking embers spur them, or they walk with fixed eyes as blind men walk. But the ancient wisdom speaks for our own time. Fate works most for woe, with folly's fairest show. Man's little pleasure is the spring of sorrow.